And now here's our reporter Laura Windsor with some important information.
The subject of death is always difficult. You want your loved ones to have the very best care and honor their last wishes and respect how they actually see the end of their life. We spoke to registered nurse Cindy Mueller, who explains the No One Dies Alone program offered at Mission Hospital in Mission Viejo, California.
I think always the center of not only treating the patient but the family is the dignity of the person. That is the core foundation of how we approach our work, looking at that particular lens. So in looking at the patient who is dying, how do we honor their wishes, respect how they actually see the end of their life, how they leave this earthly life and journey towards the gateway of heaven? With the families, allowing them to process the letting go.
How do we honor the wishes of our loved ones who are dying?
We really work very hard to, one, understand what those patients' wishes are, and then also work with the family so that we might honor those patients' wishes. So when we talk about end-of-life support or that type of thing, really helping the family to move along and understand what those patients' wishes are and then trying to honor them.
What is the best way to handle grief?
One of the things that's really important for people to remember is that with each stage of grief, there are accompanying emotions. And we work on our own timeline. Some individuals may be able to move along that grief process quicker than another. That doesn't make it the best way. It makes it their way. So I think it's really important as we go through the grieving process to build a community of support. If we don't have family to support us, to really look to our friends and our dear neighbors to help us through that process, because it can be a lifelong process of grieving.
How important is the training process?
What's critical is that you have a body of committed volunteers. They go through a formal training program so that they can talk about what are the signs and symptoms of a person who is at the last minutes of their life. What do you do? How do you honor that person? Maybe they don't want to be touched. Maybe they want to be read to. How do you sort of pick up on those clues? So that training program is really very important for us. We have a volunteer coordinator for our No One Dies Alone program. The nurses on the floor or the units actually will place a call to us. No matter what day of the week or time of day, this volunteer coordinator will call a volunteer. We'll pick up a little bag that includes music, a Bible, reflections, poetry, and also a journal for us as volunteers to journal about our own feelings throughout the experience.
How rewarding is it knowing you have helped someone?
This is absolutely rewarding work. When I reflect on why I went into nursing in the first place, it was to be able to make a difference in someone's life. This program, No One Dies Alone, allows us to make a difference not only in the life of the person who's dying, but also in the family member's mind, to know that your loved one was not alone when they died, that somebody was sitting at their bedside, providing a loving touch, a compassionate look, and just helping them on their journey.
Dealing with a loved one's end-of-life issues and the process of letting go is always difficult, but honoring their last wishes also gives you some comfort and peace of mind. I'm Laura Windsor for the American Health Journal.